All right, welcome back. This is PrimaFacie. This is a video on the connecting your account to Clio. So we've upgraded the way that Prima works with Clio. Everything goes faster. It's compliant with Clio's version 4 of their API for you tech heads out there. All right, so let's connect. We're going to log in. So you have to reconnect to Clio now to reauthorize it, because as part of the process, we needed to disconnect everyone from the old version, connect them to the new version. So the administrator on your account goes to the administrator panel, because only they can see this. Go to the integrations tab. I'm logged into Clio in a different tab here. I'm not going to show you, but I am. So when I click connect here, and you know what, we can't do that yet. All right, so let's click connect. We're going to authorize Prima to have access to all this stuff in Clio. We're good. And we're going to log back in. And voila, let's go back to the administrator panel. We're just going to confirm that we are connected. Yes, because now it says disconnect, and we don't want to do that. All right, so step number 2. There's a lot of fields in Prima now that you can sync with data back and forth with Clio. And if you want to be importing a lot of the data, you're going to want to generate this set of custom fields inside of Clio. So you can do that with a click of a button now. Create 60-some custom fields at the contact level, so beware. Are you sure you want to create the standard set of custom fields? Yes. Generate it, and it did that now, so that's good. Now we can click here to see all your custom fields that you have inside of Clio. Now this is actually going to take a second, because all right, so that took about 30 seconds for it to show all of these. So we see there's a bunch of custom fields that have been imported already. Here's some other ones that we can import. And we're only going to bother, we don't do anything with the cases ones, just the contact ones for now. And so we can click import all that have not been imported. 3, 4, 5. It's going to take just a couple seconds. And it'll finish importing those into Prima. All right, admittedly, look, there we go. Now they're all imported, so that's done. So we're going to close that. And the next step is, yes, we go to this custom fields tab. This is where you match up your custom field in Prima with what stuff will autofill in Prima. So if you've got a custom field labeled date of birth and you've imported that from Clio, come here and match it to the date of birth field here. So when you import that, it'll use it for autofill purposes as well. Okay, so that's a new thing, a new feature. So like, for example, if we go down to hair, red, you want to go to here, and I think it doesn't, hair, red, just match those up, right? So go through those, match those up correctly, so that when you import stuff from Clio to Prima, if you have already recorded their hair color in the right format, then you'll get that here too. All right, so you're connected. Let's go back to the integrations page here, because by default, it's going to give you a one-way syncing, right? So you sync all your stuff in from Clio to Prima, and nothing goes backwards, unless you click this little checkbox to enable the two-way syncing. So if you change the name or address, yes, it will go back and adjust that on the Clio side as well, without any confusion. All right, so that's got two-way syncing. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is back on the administrator panel. We need to configure our users, right? Because you have a user in Prima, a user in Clio. We want to make sure that that data stays synchronized. So for each user, just click on the relations and make sure that you have the right user in Clio selected for the user in Prima. And typically, your names are going to match up. So we do that. You click save. And you'll do that for everybody who has an active account. So I'm going to do that for Angela here too, for example. Okay, and then you're good to the next step. Actually do it. Let's go to testing contact. So in Clio, we have a testing contact, and we're going to import that. So we give him a first, let's give him a middle name, Harold. and the last name contact. We didn't have any addresses for him, otherwise it would show here. But other information, you would just now enter that by clicking on these, right? So it gives you a little bit more of a simplified interface. And there is one matter that we're going to import right now. And if you want, you can add who the filing attorney is here, or the paralegal, and you can also say, well, that's what you can say here. All right, so let's go to click import. And we have the contact here now, and so we can also go into Clio to see it. We can see it imported the case with it. So if we go here to the case, this is where you could say, all right, this was the I-90 we were working on. You can edit that case type, just like you could before. We'll change that, so it'll apply the forms and the checklist and the flow. There we go. There we go. There's a flow, checklist, and forms, right? So you can get back to work. All right, and that's how you reconnect your Clio account to PrimaFacie. It's that easy. Everybody has to do it today. So if you have any questions, give us a call or reach out to us via the chat box. All right, bye-bye.